Some of you may have seen a couple weeks ago when the American Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, was giving a morning devotional at the Pentagon and quoted from the Bible, or what he thought was from the Bible. It turned out to be a distorted quote that Quentin Tarantino had used in a movie. But he quoted what he thought was from the Bible, and it was kind of this aggressive, like, kill our enemies kind of thing. Like, we have to kill our enemies. It's God's will that we kill our enemies. And I was reading this morning in Psalm 136, and I came across a similar thing. It starts out as a psalm of thanksgiving. Give thanks to God, for he is good, he is great, isn't God wonderful? He made the world and all this in it. And then it talks about give thanks to God, for he killed the firstborn of Egypt. And I find that there's a lot of Christians who kind of love that bit. And honestly, I sort of get it, right? Like, God hates the same people we hate. God hates our enemies. But here's the thing about context. When Psalm 136 was written, Israel was not a superpower. Israel was a slave nation. They were the ones with no land, no money, no power, no means of production, no rights, no human rights. Egypt was the empire. They had wealth, they had the military, they had the dominance. God didn't side with Egypt when Israel and Egypt were kind of equals. You know, God hates the same people I hate. God sided with Israel when they were the poor, vulnerable nation enslaved by the powerful, dominant empire. God didn't take the side of the powerful. God sided with the enslaved. So before we read Psalm 136 as kind of a triumphalistic anthem, we need to consider the context. Before we say God defeats our enemies and protects our dominance, we have to ask a much more maybe uncomfortable question. In this psalm, who are we? Are we Israel or are we Egypt? Gustavo Gutierrez, a famous theologian from Peru, pointed out that God's faithfulness, his steadfast love, as translated in this psalm, always shows up on the side of those who are poor and vulnerable. God's faithfulness never supported the powerful, the dominant, the empire. Context isn't just an academic exercise when we're reading the Bible. Context provides a mirror that allows God's Holy Spirit to read the Bible into us, that we may be transformed into the people that God created us to be.